The Magic Podcast. Hosted by Lloyd Barnes and Craig Petty. Your all-access, behind-the-scenes insight into the current happenings of the magic industry. Where Craig and Lloyd will thrust themselves deep inside your ears every Wednesday to rant, dissect, and give you their raw and unfiltered views on the art of magic. So, lock your door, take out your deck, and brace yourself for the Magic Podcast.
Hi, I'm Craig Petty.
And I'm Lloyd Barnes.
And welcome back to the Magic Podcast.
The Magic Podcast.
The Magic Podcast Live. And the, people have thought we were dead. People have thought that this podcast has died. I don't know why.
Correction. They wished we were dead and they hoped the podcast has died. To be honest with you, out of the 10 people saying that, I was 5 of them.
but you know, this is the little engine that could. This is the podcast that won't go. It's the bad smell that won't go away. It's. We are the certain. If podcasts were magic companies, we are that one certain magic company that is clinging on for dear life. That just every once in a while pumps out one fucking thing that keeps the lights on. Yeah,
we're back, baby. I'll be real. These episodes have been missed entirely, but through my fault.
No, I've been very, very busy as well. We've both been very busy. We've done a few. We've done like 2 or 3 when we've been able to. But Lloyd's been through a big house move. Like, if you're, you should see that the room that he's in right now. He's sitting in this beautiful office space.
I'll explain. Most people kind of roughly know, but last November we were given the keys to this property, and it was a renovation project. So we've been renovating it, and then I decided not to pull out and had another baby. So, so in the middle of renovating this house, and we did it all ourselves, or as much of it as we could ourselves. We had a baby thrown in the mix, which meant we had to stop the work. And I also create magic full time for a living as well. So the podcast was like the fun thing we used to do, or the fun thing we did in between, like when we had loads of time. However, the biggest issue was that I've been working for the past since we moved in like 6 months ago in the tiny box room whilst preparing this all singing, all dancing, newfangled, top of the range studio place, which I come into now at 9 o'clock in the morning and leave at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, to cut the long story short, the studio that I've been planning for at least 5 years of my life is now built. I'm sat in it, and this is my 9 to 5, Monday to Friday area every single Wednesday morning on my calendar for the next 20 years is locked off for the Magic Podcast. And this is not like, hey, we're back, because it like when we did the Christmas special last year, even then it was like, we'll be back in 6 months if we give a fuck or whatever. But officially now, every single week, this is blocked off. I finally like have my life full blown together.
Which is amazing. Lord. And it's a beautiful space to be in. I think it's going to help in massively with your creativity as well, because when you're like all over the place and you're in a box room and you hear, that's not conducive to creating magic. When your mind is chaos, sometimes the thoughts don't form as well as you want them to. You know what I mean? So
it's so I never realized how difficult it is to have creative freedom when you don't have physical freedom. So like I was in a fairly it was like a decent sized like little office before, and I could freely move around. And it sounds ridiculous, but when you're creating magic, you need to, at least like for me, it's a lot to do with like movement. So like when I'm doing sleight of hand, it depends like where I'm sat, how I'm sitting, or if I'm stood, or where I'm going. I have to watch what I do over and over again. So if I have a full length mirror there. I have certain cameras in certain positions for when I'm seated. I have certain height tables. Like I very much like I'm very conscious of physical like positioning when it comes to creating magic, how pretentious as that sounds. In that little box room, I couldn't do anything. Like I had this chair in there, and if I wanted to stand up to film a video, I had to put the chair on the landing outside. I'd have to move around certain like boxes and shelves to film. So now when I have an idea or I need to practice something or get something down, I just go to another part of the studio. Whereas before I had to just rearrange the studio. It's ridiculous. I'd spend 20, 30 minutes setting up for a fucking 60-second video.
Yeah.
And also then I had to do, like, it sounds ridiculous, but I'd put like I'd have all my tools in one place, and then I'd have to rearrange that place so I could set the camera up in that place, and then I'd misplace something because I'm a fucking idiot. And you know what I mean? I'd have to do it all. But now everything has a home, and yeah, I'm just on a fucking tear at the minute.
That's amazing. That's amazing. You can tell you're happy. You look great. You've got a Christmas jumper of two polar bears fucking each other. I mean,
like, bring it out every year. So yeah, well, that being said, this is not any, like, because we said that when the podcast has done its fucking what's it called, the death rattle a few times. We've said we don't know when we'll be back, so fuck off. However, we're back officially every single fucking Wednesday.
I'm fucking excited about that. I am so excited about that. I need this podcast. I don't know if anybody else needs it. Probably not. I know there's some people in the community that are probably just sitting there with their heads in the hand going, shit the bed. But I need this. So this is good.
Oh, this is my therapy, man. This is my
I've been very busy this year. I've had a very
I want to know what you've been doing.
Creating magic, building businesses, and just dealing with controversies. It's been a very controversial year. I mean, we all know what happened.
That's not like you.
Deck. I know, but this year seems to be even more controversial than normal.
Was the atomic deck this year?
It was this year. I said that to Sarah.
Fuck
Sarah yesterday, and I was like, this. I just feel like I'm constantly getting beat up. And she said, what do you mean? I said, well, it started with the atomic deck. And she went, that was last year. I was like, no, Sarah, it was February. It was February. And if you remember,
2025 has been the longest decade of my life.
Tell me about it, because if you remember, I came out of the atomic deck, and then that lasted about 2 months, and to the point that I shut the channel down for a bit, and then I came back after coming back from Penguin. I came back, and then we had other controversies where I jumped in and helped Mark Bennett with Mr. Masika. We'll not even get into that, and then a whole bunch of other stuff, and back and forth, and it's just been a year where I just feel I've been fighting the entire year, one thing or another, and I think I've not actually been able to do what I've wanted to do, or I've done what I've wanted to do, but not to the level that I wanted to, because I've been too busy dealing with bullshit that I didn't need to deal with. You know what I mean? It's been that sort of a year for me. So
yeah, I feel it. Like I look back at a lot of different things, and I've been reflecting on it lately. Like I look back at the first year or two of the podcast, and it was wild shenanigans. We were just doing whatever the fuck we want. There was controversies, but sort of not as intense, at least as intense as the last one or two that have been going on. But it was fun. And then I look back at I look back. Sometimes I remember looking back at certain products that have come out, and I've come away from things that I've created that there was controversy with, and if I was to just be asked on the spot, and what I instantly think of it, I get obviously not PTSD, because people are snowflakes these days and everyone self-diagnosed with it. But I think back on certain things I put, and I think, initially I think really badly of it, and then I stop and actually look at the situation over time, and I realize that, oh fuck, I'm really proud of that stuff.
Boom. There was probably a break there for a couple of seconds that you didn't detect because it was edited in so seamlessly. But Lloyd had to nip to the front door because finally he took delivery of his Swedish penis enlarger that he's been waiting for the last year or two. So, it's
actually a shrinker. I keep tripping over the fucking thing. I don't shake the drips. I keep going. Oh man, yeah. So you've been crazy. You've been getting into controversy. Oh, what were we talking about? Yeah, that's it. Right, we were talking about products and things. I was looking back at I use Lux all the fucking time.
Lux is amazing.
But if I think about it in my head, I'm jaded by the controversy and the drama that sort of surrounded it. And then I look at actually the amount of people that use it, and the emails I get, and the things I get tagged in, and I don't know, man. I think I think time is good to reflect upon things and realize. What I'm saying is sometimes you're in the heat of the moment with these dramas, and sometimes in our own world they're massive, huge deals, but actually they're not that big a deal.
You and I both went to the J Day for the Young Magicians Club in London, and you were lecturing, and it was an amazing lecture. And I had a dealer stand, and I was dealing, and all of these young magicians were coming over, and I had on display on my dealer stand the Atomic Deck, and none of them owned the Atomic Deck. They'd all heard of it, but none of them had seen it. And somebody came over and said, "I was at the Atomic Deck. Can I see it?" And so I performed it for them. And they were like, "Whoa." And then they went away, and then more people come back. And I sold like 20 or 30 Atomic Decks that day. And every single person that came over, they said the same thing, which is, I'd heard it wasn't very good, so I didn't get it. I heard it wasn't very practical. I heard it was bad for this reason, that reason, and the other reason. And I was just doing it again and again and again and again. And I think, I was talking to Sarah about this. The problem, I don't want to revisit the Atomic Deck, but, that whole thing kicked off for me when Sean Devine reviewed it and just took it apart and ripped it up on camera. And then later admitted he'd never even watched the tutorial. He'd never handled thin cards before. He just opened it up, looked at the cards and went, well, these are rubbish, they're thin. And then filmed a video of him ripping them up and saying this is the worst thing he's ever seen without even watching the tutorial. And that opened the floodgates for other people to go and jump on the bandwagon, which caused me to spiral for about a month or two. And I kind of second my guess myself for a while. And I was like, is it really as bad as like this group of people are saying? I'm like, no, I do it all the time. It's in my close-up case. I've got a close-up gig tonight. I will be doing it. And I'll be using the app. And I do it in a stage show. And I use the website. And I'm incredibly proud of what we built with that trick. And that's why it's sold so many and it's done so well. But it kind of, when there's a certain negative cloud over something for one reason or another, one, it affects you as a creator. But two, it's not fair really on the general magic population that buy magic tricks, because a lot of those young magicians there, they were like, they'd never even considered buying Atomic Deck. And then they saw it performed again and again and again. And they were like, yeah, that's the thing that I want. That's right there. That's what I need. It's kind of weird, really, isn't it? It's a little bit like what you were saying with Lux.
Yeah, like it's funny, like that's what I mean. Like the Atomic Deck, I literally keep it on my shelf in my living room. And then when people come over, if they want to see a card trick, that's the one I'll do, because I just know I can smash them with it. In a certain setting, like if it's a chill time, I'm hanging out with my friends, whatever. But if I was to like just I don't know, I always try and like to not think about it at times, because in my own head even it's like, oh yeah, it's I don't know, the whole situation's jaded, and you kind of, it's sad when I like, obviously we speak from a different point of view to everyone else, because we created it and stuff, but like it's I hate it sounds egotistical, but like it's horrible to like lose out on great pieces of magic because of if you feel jaded about a situation. It's almost like when you can't listen to a certain song because it played at a really bad time in your life or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, man, I forgot I completely forgot I lectured at the Magic Circle, and I lectured at Belfast as well, in Belfast at the Magic Club too.
Yeah, what's going on, Lloyd? You were like the guy that never lectures and didn't want to lecture, and I had to bully you into doing Blackpool. Now you've done Belfast, you've done J-Day, and I'm not going to say anything negative about the other lecturers because they're all great. But the bottom line is you were head and shoulders ahead of anyone else. Like your lecture no, you were. I was sitting at the back with all of the adults, with the members of the Magic Circle, the Angelo Carbones, the Michael J. Fitches, those sort of people. I was at the back, and when you did the elephant trick, they were all, what? And then when you explained it, they were like, oh my God. Like, it was such a well-received lecture. It was incredible, to the point that you need to do that at the Magic Circle. You need to do that at the actual Magic Circle, because it is such a good lecture. But yeah, now you're lecturing at the session convention.
I only did it because I've got this. I said yes to the session lecture, and I just didn't want to go in dry. So I get messages all the time, like every single month, with a lecture here and there, and I just say no, like respectfully. But I was like, well, whatever lecture requests come in, I'll say yes to the first few, so I can like practice, you know. So within, I think, like, I don't know, a week or something of the session one come in, I had 2 requests, so I just said yes to them, and now I can practice, you know, before I go up on there. But talking of lectures, right? Because otherwise my head's gonna explode. I'm really hyped because Blackpool, motherfucker. Me and Craig are lecturing, but not at Blackpool.
No.
Kind of.
So we are once again having the Magic Podcast Meetup, which we started on the first year of the podcast. And the reason we started it is because there were a lot of people who'd never been to Blackpool before. They didn't know anybody. And we arranged a meetup at the House of Secrets because we wanted a safe space where people could meet up so that it wasn't so intimidating going into the actual convention.
For people who've never been to a convention before, it was kind of like an initiative we started that you could actually meet some friends to go through the weekend with. And I think it became a bit of a success. Well, it has, total fucking success.
Yeah, well, we've run it every single year. Even though the podcast hasn't continued weekly, we've still had that podcast meetup, and that's got bigger and bigger every year. Last year, we had Wayne Goodman lecturing, we had me lecturing, we actually had Eric Tate lecturing, kind of doing informal, off-the-cuff lectures on the stage, and it was so well received. So we're doing it again. And Blackpool is 4 days this year. It's running over because Blackpool used to be 3 days. It used to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now it's 4 days, and we can talk about that, but it's now Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so we're doing it on the Tuesday, aren't we? We're doing it on the Tuesday.
Is it a Tuesday?
It's the Tuesday, I believe. Yeah, because Wednesday, they won't want us to do it on the Wednesday because that's kind of where some of the stuff is happening with Blackpool. So it has to be the Tuesday, I think.
Well, fuck me. My Airbnb is booked from the Wednesday.
Then you and me can get a hotel for the night and we can buddy up and
we can rustle each other's jimmies. All right, Tuesday it is. Well, dude, I don't know how many people are going to be there on Tuesday.
Are you kidding? It's going to be rammed because people are going to come the day before. Loads of people came on the Wednesday because they wanted to get there 2 days before the actual convention starts on the Friday. Well, the convention now starts on the Thursday. They'll be there.
Man, I think we should consider doing it on the Wednesday. Seriously, consider it being the Wednesday.
I'd have to speak to Russ Brown because it's his venue. I know he put the tickets up for the Tuesday, but I can speak to him about doing it for the Wednesday, and we can get back to people on next Wednesday's podcast.
I don't know anyone that's coming on the Tuesday at all.
Okay.
I don't know a single person that's coming on Tuesday.
Okay. Well, why don't let's tell them about what we've got planned. And then I'll get back to you next Wednesday after I've.
Well, either way, even if they get their tickets for the Tuesday, they'll just be the same tickets for the Wednesday. So go to Russ Brown's website, which is
houseofsecrets.co.uk, or I think. Hang on,
and get the Magic Podcast Meetup 2026 ticket secured now. It doesn't matter if it's Tuesday or Wednesday, get the ticket and it'll be the same for both days. Look at us planning live on air. What the fuck? See? Amazing, that's how the pros do it, man.
House of Secrets magicbar.com.
See? And we even know the URL off the top of our heads every time, verbatim. See?
House of Secrets Magic Bar. But what we're going to do at this one is you're going to lecture on some stuff, right? Are you going to do the elephant trick? Please do the elephant trick. I'll show and teach the elephant trick. I'm trying to keep it as a surprise kind of thing. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything, but it's my favorite trick that you do right now. I love it.
It's my favorite trick that I've ever. I mean, every trick is, but like, this is the best thing. I'm not going to back down. This is the best thing I've ever created. It's my most favorite thing.
Yeah, it's.
I'll do the elephant trick.
You got to do the elephant trick. It's amazing.
So you're going to lecture. I'm going to lecture. Should we do 45 minutes each?
Yeah, and we'll have a surprise guest lecturer as well.
Yeah. We have a few names floating around already. So there'll be a surprise lecture. So basically, come to the Magic meetup. It's the night before. It'll be the Wednesday night.
Yeah.
It's going to be the Wednesday night.
I'll bully Russ Brown into it. Why not?
Great. You're going to make this happen. It's going to be the Wednesday night before Blackpool, as always. Say it's too late, Russ. We can't change it because it's the same format every year. People have already booked their hotels.
Yeah.
Wednesday night, the day before the convention starts, we're gonna gently ease you in. We're gonna gently thumb you in through the door, and we're gonna teach you some badass magic. Yeah, and our lectures are gonna be shit. We're gonna start you off with low expectations, and then and we're doing this for Blackpool. Really, we're doing this for the Blackpool Magic Convention because it's like when you go sunbathing, you pick the fattest person on the beach to sunbathe next to make yourself look good. We're going to start off, me and Craig are shit. We'll set the tone. Yes. And then the rest of the weekend, anything that happens on the rest of the weekend will be better in comparison. And Blackpool will be like, thank you, Lloyd. Thank you, Craig, for making us look so good because you guys are so shit. And we'll say you're welcome.
I completely agree with you. It's going to be amazing. So I will confirm the Wednesday, but fuck it, it'll be the Wednesday if I have to.
It's the fucking Wednesday.
It's the Wednesday.
It's the Wednesday. Do it on the Tuesday. I don't even think I could come up on the Tuesday.
Even though when you check the website it says Tuesday, trust me, it'll be the Wednesday because I'll hold Russ Brown over a barrel somehow. But it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be brilliant. It's always rammed, and you've always got like celebrities in the audience at the House of
in
Secrets.
Attendance. That's true. Actually, we've not celebrities like Brad Pitt, but magic celebrities always.
Magic celebrities. Do you remember the year when we were filming Evoke and Pete Turner was just running around doing like fucking hypnosis inductions on people in the bar and just like fucking
literally what was that man's name? And I turned a corner. No, I was filming it. And I didn't know what Pete was going to do. And one minute this guy was like, okay, yeah, I can read that card. The next minute he was flat on his fucking back out cold. Like, what the fuck? But it turns out it's just a bit of hypnosis.
You never know what you're going to get. You never know what you're going to get.
Man, do you know what? The Magic Meetup, I know it's hours, but it is one of the highlights of Blackpool for me. It starts the weekend off with good vibes. It's always a good laugh. It kind of gives you the, at least for me, it's sort of, it sets me up for how that weekend is gonna. It informs what the weekend's gonna be because you see all people come and they show you the new tricks that they're going to be selling and demming, or give you sneak previews of what's coming out, and you get a vibe like some years like the year of electronics, some years the year of card gimmicks. Like every year kind of has a vibe to it in terms of tricks. People will be like, oh, so and so, I've heard this. They tell you all the drama that's been going to go on in the community or what to watch for. Like, oh, I know so and so's. I shouldn't be telling you, but you kind of get the scoop on everything for the weekend, and anything you weren't aware of. People are like, everyone sort of collectively puts their finger on the pulse, and then you wake up then for the start of the convention. You're like, right, it's fucking go time. I know what I'm doing tomorrow. I know what I'm doing this day, and also then the main reason for its inception was meeting new friends.
Exactly. And that's how it continues to this day, which is great.
We've met so many amazing people at the that we've never met before and people have become like lifelong friends and friends that we see all over the world, and it's just amazing.
It's great. It's great. The magic community is amazing. There's aspects of it that I find challenging, but by and far the community itself is brilliant, especially when you consider that a lot of people in that community are competing against each other in one way or another. Professional magicians competing against professional magicians for gigs, creators competing against other creators, but everyone kind of comes together and helps each other. And that's what magic truly is, honestly.
Yeah, it's just the same as any place in the world. When you have, what is it? I don't know what the capacity of Blackpool is, 20,000 people, regardless of our shared interest. 20,000 people in one place. There's going to be, you always have a few rotten apples, but on the whole, it's amazing. It's just such a community. The fact that like we don't see people for months or years on end or ever before, and you walk away feeling like, as soon as you see them, it's like your best friends again. It's like you haven't missed a day, and there's so much to catch up on, and the tricks, man. Me, I just love magic. I'm a fully 100 addicted to magic and seeing and learning new tricks, and you get that on top of it. Oh my god!
What do you think, Lloyd, of the lineup that that Blackpool have put together this year? Because for me, it's fucking incredible.
I think it's a bit overwhelming. I cannot
Every single
comprehend
time.
how many superstars back to back they've got.
It's mad. It's like, let's just get everyone and put them on the thing. No wonder it's gone to 4 days. Like, they've got everyone. Like, everyone. They just keep, when I think that they can't announce another big name, another huge name. And I was speaking to Russ Brown a couple of days ago. Obviously, he's one of the organizers. It's Russ Brown and Russ Stevens. And Russ was like, yeah, we haven't even announced some of the biggest names yet.
Haven't they?
Like,
are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah. He said that to me 2 days ago.
There's let me tell you who's on this year. Some of the names, if it's on: Hans Klok, Banachek, Jack Rhodes, Rob Zabrecki, Paul Gertner, Richard Sanders. Those are the ones on the website right now. What the fuck?
But the ones that they've announced since that, because they announced that all for that's just day day one. Here's some more names for you. Here you go: Paul Draper, Solange,
holy fuck,
Rick Thomas, Reed Chang, Norbert Frey.
Vinny Zagu's just been announced. I love Vinny's magic.
Mai Lang, June Lee. Vinny Zagu is amazing.
Jay Sankey.
Yep, Sankey's there.
Fucking Sankey.
Yep.
Tobias Dostal.
Max Fulham, Mark Hobie, Joel
fucking
M.
Perseus Archimanis.
Yeah.
Holy fuckboard, Batman.
John
Morton. Fucking Jeffrey Wang is lecturing. Holy shit.
Eric Leclerc, George Iglesias.
Fucking Harry Harrington. Eric Jones is there. What the fuck?
Harry Harrington, your countryman. Jamie Williams from Wales is there as well. Tape Face. Leah Kyle, the current world champion. Mind to Mind, the current mentalism world champions. Rick Thomas, back 2 years in a row. Tobias Dostal, for fuck's sake.
What the actual fuck? Harry Harrington's lecturing as well. And you guys are in for such a fucking treat with his lecture. If you haven't seen him lecture before, it's going to blow your mind. I won't say any more.
Charlie Caper's there. Chris Capehart's there. Dana Daniels is there. Dave Loosely is there. Dean Lahan is there doing his first lecture. Eric Jones is there. Just everybody.
How?
Aaron Jones, the rock star magician. Adrian Vega. Alexander Derivia. Artem Shushkin. Caroline Raven. Like, I could just keep going over and over again. It's nuts. It's completely and totally nuts.
Fucking hell. Like, that is the best lineup I've ever seen. And aren't most of them doing 2 lectures?
Yes. Yeah. What they're doing is they're doing multiple lectures like they did last year, so they don't get into because 2 years ago people were moaning that they were waiting too long and they couldn't get into lectures. They've been queuing for hours. So now a lot of the big name lecturers, the ones that they think will have legs, they will have 2 lectures. Can you talk for a minute, just for 1 second? Just keep talking.
Yeah. So the good thing about 2 lectures is that often the biggest complaint of Blackpool is that you can't. There's crossover. There's overlap of lectures you want to see. So I think it's such a fucking clever initiative to put the lectures on twice. And yeah, you're still probably gonna get an overlap, but that overlap's gonna be a lot more manageable if the first overlap or second overlap is 2 lectures that you're desperate to see, but the second one is like, oh, maybe I could leave that person off my list, but I can catch their second lecture somewhere else. So
I'm back.
It's a super, super smart approach to it. Just saying how clever it is to have a double lecture, double lectures, so you don't miss people.
It really is. It really, 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 really is. Yeah, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Blackpool is just mind-blowing. I don't know how they've done it. I really don't. I really don't know how they've done it, but, you know.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, the money they must have spent on this convention to get those names there. I know how much they spend just on the production value. And you know Russ Stevens is going to be pulling every single stop out to make it look as, you know, slick and professional as you would expect from Blackpool. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. You're not going to be able to see everyone you want to see. It's going to be impossible. Even with 4 days, you're not going to be able to see everybody.
No, you're
And
not.
they've announced, and then you're not talking about even the fringe events. So you've got like, you've got the kids championships, the family entertainer championships. You've got 200 dealers. You've got the one competition returning again. There's just so much.
Man, it's insane. Well, before Blackpool, we got the Session as well.
And the Session has an incredible lineup.
Dude, I am nervous as fuck. I'm nervous as fuck because literally there's some of my magic heroes on there, and I'm such an imposter. Here's so Luke Jamay is back, and I don't know if you've seen his lecture, but his magic lecture. Have you seen his magic lecture?
I have, yes, it's amazing. He fooled me with my favorite gimmick coin.
Dude, I actually think he might be one of the best. I know he's a mentalist, or known for being a mentalist.
Well, he's not anymore. He's decided to turn his back on mentalism and do magic.
I think he's one of the best magicians on the planet. I really do think he's one of the best magicians on the planet. Everything from his scripting, his technical ability is. I didn't think you could sort of transfer from one discipline to another, without dropping a beat. His technical ability is, like you said, he fooled you. I can guess what routine it was to do with coins, right?
Yep.
The coin routine, was it?
Yep.
I was twatted by that. And it was just, a lot of that was just very slight heavy. And his slides were perfect, technically perfect. If he entered FISM with the magic he's doing, I think he'd 100% win it.
Yeah. I think he would
so Luke Gervais lecturing, right? So instantly, there's other names on you. I'm going to skim through because some of them I'm not aware of. And this is one of the things I love about the session. They introduce you to people you don't know, and they end up becoming your favorites. But just for the people listening, just some names. Chris Power is lecturing. If you haven't seen Chris Power, he's one of the gods of British magic. Luis Olmedo, champion of micro magic at FISM.
Yep, incredible.
Right? Literally insane. Pete McCabe, right? Morton Christensen. Have you seen his lecture and his show?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
He's a superstar.
Yeah.
Superstar of magic. Jason fucking England.
Whoa.
Jason England. Ruben Morland. Have you seen Ruben's magic?
No, I haven't.
Ruben Morland. How do I explain? He's kind of, everyone used to think he looked like Bill Malone's son. Kind of thing. It was like a little joke, but dude, he's from New York. He's got an amazing Torn Restored card. He's incredible. Laura London, Laura London. Have you seen her show?
Laura's, yeah, I've seen Laura's show. It's amazing.
What the fuck? Alex Herman, who fooled me. Remember, I dragged you to see this guy fool you with a card trick.
Yep.
So him, Christian Grace, needs zero introduction.
Nope.
He's going to fool everyone with every single trick that he does. Taylor Hughes, Leah Orleans, Tiff the Magic Dragon from Vegas. And then, right, so those are just some of the names. This is just over a few days of the weekend. And then, to top it off, I'm just looking here, there's a guest of honor. And do you know who the guest of honor is?
Who?
Eric Mead.
Really?
I know. Eric Mead. Eric fucking Mead.
And in amongst all of that is you.
And they've honestly, yeah.
That's probably the best lineup I've ever seen the session have.
It's I think it's very, 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 very high up there. Very high up there. Although I have 20 years of memories of the session. This is my 20th year of going. And I remember seeing people when I was a kid, like Wayne Houchin and Garcia and stuff. So, but Eric Mead is very much pretty much almost right at the top of he's in my top 5 magicians of all time that are alive. and he's a guest of honor. So I'm absolutely shitting my pants.
Understandably. But your lecture is incredible, man. Your lecture is great. And it'll be very different to all those other names as well, because you're coming into it with a completely different approach. And I don't want to give anything away because obviously I saw you lecture at the YMC. But if that's indicative of what you are going to be delivering at the session, people are going to have their minds blown.
I just seen the schedule for the first time on the website now. 10:30 on Sunday morning.
That's a good spot.
Yeah. Dude, I wish I was. I hate waiting around. So Blackpool, I opened it. I was the first on the morning of Friday.
Yeah, you were. I remember. Yeah.
If I was put on at like mid-afternoon or late at night, I'd be 10 times worse. Because in the morning you don't have time to think. You just got to do it. So it's the same for the circle as well. The J Day. I was first on, and I love it.
Yeah, but they're keeping you until the final day because you're a.
I do it all the time. I'm doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, or anything. I'm always, can I have the 8 a.m. and the 8 a.m. appointment, because I literally, if not, my day is ruined. I can't handle it. If I got like a 3 p.m. appointment for something, my day is fucked. My whole day is gone.
Well, at least you're on Sunday at the beginning. At least I know it's not at the beginning of the convention, but at least 10:30 is the start of the Sunday.
I think it's even better than the Friday, to be honest, because by Sunday, every face is familiar. So there's no people looking.
And the other thing is, the reason I really heard that they've put you on the Sunday is because that's the only way they can guarantee that you're not going to fuck off early.
There is that bastard, yeah.
How do we keep Lloyd at the convention to the final day? Oh well, I know. We'll just book him and put him on the Sunday. That way he can't leave.
So yeah, that's It's always January and February are some of the busiest months in Magic. Over the Christmas period, you go from Christmas for all the working magicians and the magic companies, because it goes from Thanksgiving, which is Black Friday, then the Christmas and January sales, and then rolling into the session convention and Blackpool. These are like it's the busiest quarter or the busiest third of the year, really.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. And I love it.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. Yeah. Man, I'm very, very excited for both of those. But talking about Vanishing Ink and talking about Black Friday, there's some great Black Friday
nice
stuff.
Segue.
Thank you. There's some great stuff coming up. So Vanishing Ink have been teasing every single day. They've had this little they've got 5 new products. And every day leading up to Black Friday, they've announced a new product, but they've had a little teaser as to what it is, so you can try and guess. And they're obviously not very good at writing puzzles because it's fairly easy and transparent to look through. So Monday, the teaser was something about, this is Lucy's favorite something or other. I can't remember, but it turned out to be Nova Rings by Lucy Darling, which I actually bought. Yeah, by Carissa Hendricks, Lucy Darling, one of the greatest performers of all time. I picked that up at Magic Live. I actually bought it at Magic Live, and I can agree. It is the best linking rings I've ever seen. Tuesday, yeah, go on.
If anyone hasn't seen that, am I right in thinking that you get 3 gimmicks with it as well?
Yes, you do.
That's a fucking fair play. Like, what is it? $225, so about 180 quid, 190 quid.
Yep.
Do you get 3 regular rings, and 3 gimmicks, and then the thing is, it comes with a live performance video of her doing it on stage, and she's probably done it 1,000 times. So that this thing has been worked to death.
Yes.
I actually think that's one of the fairest prices I've ever seen for a product, because it comes with 3.
I would have expected it would be more expensive.
Either like I've seen those linking Himba rings, whatever they're called, rings put out for the same price for one, and the quality doesn't look as good on the other ones.
Not at all. I
think it's even though 200 price tag is not crazy these days. That used to be insanity 10 years ago. That was like the TA box set,
Yeah.
These days 200 price tag is about right with inflation. Yeah. I'm surprised at how good the cost is on that. I really am.
Yeah, it's really good. And when you realize just how good these rings are, they're phenomenal. I might actually pick up a second set.
When I watched the live uncut performance, the thinking behind the routine is phenomenal. Everything in there, like from like the thought put behind taking the pencil out after knowing what ring to use, the timing of that and the where it is in the routine itself, from having the spectator hand the other spectator's ring back to them at the end, and the declaration statement of "this is my ring." Just like that whole framing of that moment is so clever. I thought it was really smart thinking. Massively undervalued.
Yeah,
I think.
I agree.
I very rarely say that because I always want things to be for me, because I don't have any personal gain in a lot of the products I put out, almost all of them. I don't get any financial gain from them because I'm a staff member. I always want things to be as cheap as possible to get them in the hands of people. And in this case, I think it's undervalued.
Yeah, I totally agree. And also, it's Carissa Hendricks. I mean, she's so fucking good. I've
never seen her show live or anything, but I'm probably gonna, if she's lecturing it somewhere, I'll hopefully get a chance to see it.
Yeah, you should do. You should go and watch Lucy Darling at some point. Her Lucy Darling stuff. Her crowd work is just next level. It's just on another level to anyone else. It's amazing. And then yesterday, Bizarro brought out the chocolate coin thing.
Foiled again, fun size. Which isn't that how Sarah describes your penis?
Yes, she does.
Fun size.
Fun size. You know, that's like it's I got nothing to say. I can't even think of anything to say, but yes.
You've got a Kit Kat. I got a Kit Kat chunky. Sorry. What the fuck? Oh, I can't. Right, yeah, no, this is so the previous version. What is this? So is this sized to be like a what size is this?
You get
quarter
four
or
gimmicks
half?
inside. You get 4 gimmicks inside. One for a half, one for $1, one for a quarter, and one for something else.
What?
So you get 4 gimmicks inside the box, and so
for $30.
Yep.
For $30.
Yep, you get 4 gimmicks.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. I bought it.
Oh wow, that's really good. Again,
yeah, I got it from Magic Live. It's great. And yeah, I mean, it's based on Paul Harris's chocolate coin. Bizarro originally did it years ago with the jumbo coin, and now he's applied it to smaller coins. I watched Bizarro do it at the booth, the Vanishing Ink booth at Magic Live, and it was phenomenal. It was really, really good. It's what Paul Harris would describe as a wonderful moment of strange. You know, taking a coin at any point in your act and just a piece of strange. It's taking a coin at any point in your act, pulling back the metal and showing that it's chocolate inside, and then covering it back up and letting them look at it, and they realize it's actually just a metal coin. It's not that thing that's going to be a showstopper in your show, but it's the thing that you can have in your pocket. That it's the thing that a lot of people will be talking about at the end of your show, if that makes sense. It's very good.
I've always been in love with this effect because it's one of those tricks. Well, first of all, it's not a card trick, and it's not a typical coin trick. You know,
no, it's not.
So much is just lost in the, like, I don't know. So many tricks for me like lose their interest when they follow a formulaic structure. Cards is always like, okay, card goes in deck, card comes to top, or I find your card. You know what I mean? Or like coin tricks, like one coin here, it travels here, ta-da. You know, it's mostly all tricks when over time, if lay people think back, they kind of just remember the beats, which was, I picked a card, the card ended up back somewhere, or a coin vanished and reappeared. And that's not the fucking case of this. No. You know, you can't forget what this trick is in 10 years.
No, you can't.
That's what I like about it. It's a proper like Polaroid mental shot.
Yeah, I agree. It's brilliant. The other 3 we're going to have to hypothesize over, but I think it's fairly obvious to anybody who's paying attention that the next one on the Wednesday, which is today, is the Conover books, I believe. Doesn't it say something like...
No, so today is... Okay, so the clue for today is who created this graceful mind-reading routine.
Okay, so that would be Hex books by Christian Grace that, again, I bought at Magic
Are
Life.
you supposed to? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Cool.
Now, the whole idea of them doing this stuff is so that you can guess and you can they're creating anticipation, they're hyping it. I know you and I aren't very good at hype, but that's effectively what they're doing here. But no, yeah, it's got to be it's got to be Hex by Christian Grace, which is a trick that Christian was on the booth at
I know what. No, wait. Did he already release this?
No, he did a soft launch at Magic Live. So at Magic Live he had it. It's the one where I was going to review it actually after Magic Live, and I chose not to because it hadn't officially been released.
Oh, I think so. Is this, if I say 2 letters? Oh no, because I'll give it away to everyone. Is this kind of like a name? Well, I think there's a video of it somewhere. Like, I don't want to spoil it. I don't. Is it to do with the card being reversed?
Not really. No, I put a
Okay.
video of it on my Magic Live video that I did from Magic Live. I put a video of Christian performing it. Effectively,
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
oh, well, the effect on the audience is they think of a card, and you're able to tell them the card that they only think of, and also you can prove that you knew what it was ahead of time. The method is ridiculously clever. The method is something that I never would have thought of in a million years.
Don't spoil it, because I love being fooled by Christian stuff. So let me go in blind.
It will fool you. It fooled me. It's very, very fooling. The next one is, I think that the clue there is the Tim Conover books, right?
Oh my good lord.
Yeah.
We promise it. Okay, so the clue is we promise it isn't a con. The wait is finally over for these books. Put con and over together. What do you get?
Conover.
Over con.
It's got to be the Conover books.
Yeah. Over con. Got to be the Conover books. 100%.
Whoever works at Vanishing Ink that put these clues together, they're not very good at it. Could have made them
or we could argue they are very good at it because everyone's talking about the product.
And that's very true. That's very true. That's very true. But the Conover books, I think, are probably the most anticipated books that Vanishing Ink have ever released, which is a big thing when you consider that they've brought out so many books over the years, so many big hitters, so many books that have literally changed the game. But everyone is anticipating these being the best Magic books ever written.
Yeah, well, I think they've been worked on for 14 years. I think it is.
Yeah.
14 fucking years, and people were hyped about them, and then Eric Mead went on Fool Us and fooled everyone with his version of Tim Conover's Cylinder and Coins, and he really showed how much respect the Magic world and indebted the Magic world is to the mind of Tim Conover, and the gravitas behind that performance. That one performance of one effect alone, I think it made everyone just stop and realize, oh my God, there's, if that's one trick, there's something, powerful coming down the line.
Yeah, I agree.
But 14 years in the making, you just know it's going to be insane.
I agree. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible.
What's the retail? Isn't it $300? Because I think Tim Conover's website as well, you can sort of see it on there.
I haven't seen the price, so I'm not 100% sure.
I think it's about $300.
Is it?
Yeah, let me see. Also, the Magic Cafe is back up and running, and I thought it was going to die.
Yeah, it was down for a couple of weeks, and then it came back up again. Everybody, well, not everybody, but a big percentage of the community were doing the Dance of Joy. Yeah. But it's back up. Well, I mean, I had a very interesting message on the Magic Cafe.
Oh yeah.
Very, very interesting message. I think I've upset the Magic Cafe.
That's not like you.
I know. I had a message just entitled WTF ? That was the title of the message. And it was from Steve Brooks, the owner of the Magic Cafe.
All right.
and he's not happy with me.
With you?
No, he's very, very unhappy with me. He points out that he's known me for many years, which I suppose technically is true. We met, I think, in the IBM SAM convention back in, I think, 2008. But I think we've spoken twice since then. So yes, he's known me for many years, but it's not like we've been best buds. Um, and he said he's done his very best to help me when it was not the popular thing to do, which okay, thank you, Steve. I'm looking at it right now. And he says that he's provided space on his forum to voice my opinions, and so on and so forth. And then he's very upset because he said, having said all of that, I continue to belittle and ridicule the Magic Cafe at every opportunity. He then goes on to say, to hypothesize that I have schizophrenia, and that I'm beginning to remind him of a strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He points out,
I don't think it's okay to accuse people of mental health issues.
He says that he's done nothing but help people in the magic community, and he doesn't deserve this kind of bullshit. And he then talks about his personal life and how he's going through an awful lot. And he then says, if I've done you wrong, how? Otherwise, knock the bullshit off. Thank you for your attention in this important matter. So as the Magic Cafe is back, and as the Magic Podcast is back, and as Steve Brooks has made it very clear that he's upset with me slagging off the Magic Cafe and that he wants to know how I've done him wrong, I'll address that for you, Mr. Brooks. You've done nothing wrong. I'm a lovely person. I have no issue against you whatsoever. And I haven't actually slagged off the Magic Cafe. Well, no, I have. I can't pull that off. I have slagged off the Magic Cafe over and over again. However, I haven't exclusively slagged off the Magic Cafe. In fact, I did a video about a year ago talking about 5 brilliant ways you can use the Magic Cafe. And I pointed out about how amazing a resource the Magic Cafe is. And I do think that the Magic Cafe is a great resource. And the reason that I go on the Magic Cafe is because that's where a lot of people ask questions about products. And I want to be present. I want to answer people's questions about products. So me being at the Magic Cafe is important to me, only insofar as people have questions and I want to answer them so that they get first-hand information. However, anytime I've been negative about the Magic Cafe, it's not been about you personally, Steve. It's been about the Magic Cafe, because like it or not, the Magic Cafe is a place, and let's be completely honest here, where people can go onto there and feel bullied and intimidated. And it's not just me that says that. This isn't just, Craig's whining about people having to go at him. How many people do you see on how many people do you see on forums, on Facebook forums that go, oh, I left the Magic Cafe years ago because it's a horrible place. Everyone's really nasty to each other. Everyone will jump on you. And, in a world where these days we talk about mental health more than ever before, I have spoke to magicians, and I have spoken to people that have left magic and stepped away from the community because how they were treated on the Magic Cafe. I have spoken
two names off the top of my head immediately because of that.
Yeah. And if you go look at the Facebook group, Magicians Only, and you go look at the post on there about the Magic Cafe being down for a couple of weeks, you will see the replies on there. And you will see people saying, I hate that place. There's so much bullying on that place. There's so many egos on that place. I haven't been there for years. Is that place still open? I didn't even know it existed. It's not me saying this. It's not me alone. If you want to know why I have an issue with the Magic Cafe, it's because the Magic Cafe is a breeding ground for people that have an ego so big, they will happily squash others in order to make themselves feel better. And we have seen evidence of that over and over again. And you, Mr. Brooks, have a duty of care. If you are proud of this forum, and you should be proud of this forum, because there's a lot of things to love about this forum, and there's a lot of good conversations that have happened within this forum. But if you are going to have this place and you want it to be as good as it can be, it needs to be policed better. You need to make sure that bullies and people that make other magicians. There should never be a situation where magicians feel like they have to leave magic and completely step away from the magic community because of how they were treated on an online forum. However you spin it, regardless of what you say, that isn't fucking good enough. It's not good enough to have a place where people are walking away from magic because of how they're treated in that particular place. That should never, ever happen in any way, shape, or form. It shouldn't happen, but it does. So when I say I have an issue with the Magic Cafe, I have an issue with the way the Magic Cafe lets people treat other people. It's nothing to do with you, Steve. I'm sure you're a very nice guy. And, outside of your obvious love of the color green, I have no issue with you whatsoever. I do, however, have an issue with how the cafe treats other members. And as you're the owner of the cafe, the buck stops with you. I wasn't even expecting to talk about that, but it's worth mentioning.
Yeah, I think it's a valid point. And I've seen a lot of hypocrisy there, where some people get away with doing some stuff because they're old members or legacy members, whatever, and then some people don't get away with it. And yeah, like I joke about the Magic Cafe. I think what it is that it's one of those situations where it's the magic. It is the Magic Cafe because of the way it operates, and it's the Magic Cafe because of the way it operates. In like there's some, would it be as big and as synonymous as it is if things would if necessary changes were made? Who knows? And maybe they might be afraid to fix it, fix the issues because they may believe that those issues are part of the reason why it's so profound in a way or big. But there's a certain level of hypocrisy that takes place, and there's a certain number of issues that could be fixed. For example, I think and I've got no skin in this game on this issue, but there was a video. So there was a private message that went to every member of the Magic Cafe with Yigal Masika's video that come out. Right, I haven't watched it, but there's a video he's put up about arguing with someone. I think it's Penguin Magic, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough, right? The owner of the Magic Cafe feels like it's an issue important enough that he wants to directly share it with everyone to get out Yigal's side of the story. Fine, but then he must share any response that comes back from Penguin too. But you don't have to. It's not legally bound to.
Or you share the original video that caused this whole thing.
Yeah, you just share the video that I made. Yeah. If it's the original video, but you share both. If you're going to directly direct that message to every active member on the cafe, then the only morally green thing to do is to share both.
Yeah, but
you can't do that. That's what I mean by like
as the owner of the Magic Cafe, he should be completely impartial. And you could argue he's been impartial by sharing the video, but then both on the forum post and on his PM, he, not Yuga Masika, but he chose to include a little cartoon penguin in a jail outfit in a just say no stop sign, like little logo that he'd made. Like
whatever he's done, like he's,
no.
He's definitely shown a bias. And I think just to stop himself coming under fire, if he is conscious of being, not liked by people and disagreeing if people say bad things about him, then to combat that, he just needs to do what's right, which is either A, not share the video at all, but since he has, then he should share in the same tone as well. If he's making fun of penguins in jail, then he should also make fun of Yigal in jail too when he shares Penguin's response. Otherwise, you can't complain if people are complaining about issues with him in the Magic Cafe, right? If it's got to be good for the goose, it's got to be good for the gander. And then the other issue I think people have is that you can't cover up history. There's been a lot of bullying that's been allowed to take place in the cafe, like a tremendous amount of bullying. And I think one of the fixes to that would be policing, better policing, where regardless of how many posts you've historically made, you treat it equally. And nobody should be allowed an anonymous account. Every account should be verified. And I know that'll never happen. I know that's never happen. but every account should be verified. It's as simple as that.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
It's like my username is Lloyd Barnes, yours is Craig Petty. We know other people post like new guy. 20 years.
Well, we all know what new guy ended up being, Michael Webber.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's what you mean. He spent 15 years posting on the cafe, promoting his own effects under a pseudonym.
I don't think registrations are even open to new people now, which is kind of concerning because, it means people can have a discussion on a topic that somebody can't even answer back to. So
yeah,
I mean, I know I'm brought into question here, but just personally, just chiming in, I have no issues with Steve Brooks whatsoever. But I'm from an outside perspective, based off the message he sent you and what's been happening and mainly what the entire community sort of echoes off the Magic Cafe. When you go on the Magicians Only, it's very hard to find good things said about the cafe, and that's not me saying it. That's just a pair of eyes seeing it.
Yeah.
Then a couple of things can be done immediately, and it would start to sway the opinion of people if that's what he's worried about. But then again, would it be the cafe if people were had to post as themselves? Would it be the cafe? Would it be as big as it is? Would it be spoken about as much as it is? Would it get as many users as it does? I don't know. I really don't know. But one thing you can never take away from the cafe is the historical importance of it from a research point of view.
Yeah, from a research point of view, the cafe is amazing. And, it is a place to go and find out about new effects. They tend to get posted on there quite a lot. There is a lot to love about the Magic Cafe. And as I said, Steve, if you're watching this, I have no issue with you at all. No issue whatsoever. I'd like to know if you're sending emails like that out or private messages out like that to every single person that said something negative about the cafe, especially as I haven't really been much negative. The only thing I've said recently is somebody posted in Magicians Only about the cafe being down, and I was very excited about it. I was like, yay, this is wonderful. Kind of tongue-in-cheek, like, oh my God, I'm going to have to find somewhere else to go and get bullied. I was messing around, but I mean, there's a lot of people that say a lot worse than I do. Go check out the Jerks. Oh, he hates you, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, that's a prime example. He's, the Jerks is. I actually don't think the Jerks is allowed to be spoken about on the cafe. I think if you type JERX into the Magic Cafe, you get on a post like it gets removed.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's the First Amendment again? Fair enough. Okay, right.
Yeah. So I don't know, but simple fixes. If being concerned about people not liking you is an issue, do things to do the right thing.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, what else is there to talk about? We've covered a lot. I think. Would you? I very quickly. I will give you a very quick scoop that I've heard. I can't tell you everything, but I can tell you something very, very exciting. So you know that there's a new magic venue opening in Chicago. And Nick LaCapo has been a huge part of that. Like there's a big multi-million dollar investment from a billionaire or something.
He emailed me about something to do with it.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, he shared photos of what this place is going to look like. And he's amazing. I mean, the fact that this place is going to have its acts booked by Nick tells you everything that you need to know. It's going to be just simply incredible. Well, I heard some news. You want to hear it?
Please.
Okay. So I heard that there is, and I can't say who it is, but I heard that there is a legend in the magic community that is going to be moving to Chicago, where this venue is, and they are basically going to be making this new venue their home.
I'm not moving to Chicago.
Correct. No, it's not you. It's not you. It's not me.
Okay, cool.
Definitely not us. But like in the old days of the Magic Castle, you had like Di Vernon, and everybody would come to the Magic Castle, and you'd sit down, and everyone tells stories about Vernon and the Magic Castle, that sort of thing. That's what they're trying to do with this new venue in Chicago. So there's going to be a legend, a bona fide legend in the magic community that's going to be moving lock, stock, and two smoking barrels all the way over to Chicago. And they are basically going to make this new magic venue their home.
Fucking hell.
Mm-hmm.
Again, meeting people that we haven't spoken about. Kevin's from Chicago. You know, Kevin Swill. What's this? I can't pronounce his surname because I'm
no, me neither. But I know who you mean. Yes,
Kevin's from Chicago. He gave me a Chicago Magic Lounge badge.
He gave me one as well.
I love that. Chicago is becoming the hub for Magic these days. It's no longer, well, you know, the Magic Castle will always be the Magic Castle, but Chicago is becoming the fucking hotbed at the minute for Magic. And I've seen the plans, and I've seen the newspaper articles about the new place that Nick has been developing with people from over there, and it's supposed to be like the biggest, most luxurious Magic venue in the world.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
It looks unbelievable. It's funny how Magic goes through like phases in certain places. Like I remember at one point New York was the hotbed, California at times was the hotbed, because of the castle and other places there. And now, I mean, Chicago has kind of always had a vibe to it anyway. Mm-hmm. And isn't that where, or am I wrong? But isn't that where the expert at the card table was written?
I think it was, yeah.
Is it, or I might be wrong. So it's got a lot of historical roots there. And
yeah, well, the Chicago,
isn't that where Marlowe lived?
Yeah, Marlowe and Bill Malone and those guys. That was the Magic scene in the old days in Chicago.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Fucking hell, what am I on about? Man, I hope I get to go. So who are you? Can't give us any clues as to who this legend is.
I would get shot, but what I can tell you is this person is one of the biggest legends in Magic. Somebody who, if you saw their name at a lecture, you'd immediately go, oh my God, that is somebody who I want to go and see. I have to go out of my way to see them.
Hell. Shit. Well, that's got me hyped. I'm trying to think, do I have any scoops? We should have a new section on here called the ice cream.
Well, I've got one more little scoop, which is I've just come back from filming the Penguin Holiday Special.
How was that, man?
That was great.
Was it weird doing like a whole Christmas thing in November?
Well, I did it last year as well, and it is weird. But you know, you walk into the Penguin studio and it's all decked out for Christmas, and it's kind of weird. But it was good. It was really, really good. Slightly different to last year. So first of all, they banned alcohol from the theatre, so I was sober. So that was a downer. But so I did the whole thing sober. So no Santa rants on the Magic Cafe. Yeah, I remember the last Christmas special. Santa did a rant and said, Eric asked him, what do you want for Christmas? And Santa said, I want to burn the Magic Cafe to the fucking ground.
Oh, maybe that's why Steve thinks you're a dick.
Well, that wasn't me. That was Santa. That was not me,
oh, okay,
Steve.
yeah.
That was Santa Claus. Don't get me confused with Santa Claus. Different guy. But this year, it was first of all, it's better in every way. There's more comedy sketches. There's better magic. It's not just me doing the magic this year. We've got other people teaching the magic as well as me. Carissa wasn't live at the studio because she's so busy in Vegas at the moment. She wasn't at the studio. But Eric is going over to Vegas to pick up some. They're going to do some of the comedy stuff together in Vegas. So Carissa is very much a part of the Christmas special like she was last year, but she just wasn't in the studio. But there's some bona fide legends that are part of this Penguin Holiday Special, and I won't tell you all of the names, but I will tell you one name. We had lecturing at the lecturing or appearing and teaching at the Penguin Holiday Special this year, Michael Amar.
Oh.
I know, right?
Fucking hell.
Good. He's so fucking good.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, he's so good.
I seen his lecture in Bristol a couple of months ago in Smoke and Mirrors, and I went up at the halfway point, bought my lecture notes, had a selfie with him, and shit my pants. I couldn't even bring myself to have a chat with him. He's an actual god.
He is.
How did you even spend time in the same room as stupid, sexy Ned Flanders?
We were
for so long.
We were chatting for a while. We did some comedy stuff with him. I'm not going to say what, but we did. He was up for anything because the Penguin Holiday specials are all about taking the piss.
Oh, I can see him being like that. He's just so intimidating to me.
He was up for anything. But then when it was, I'll tell you what was really weird. So we had an audience of magicians watching this thing, and they're great and they're up for everything and they're in, Christmas outfits and stuff. When Michael and Mark came out and lectured, he could literally have spent half an hour just doing that. For
everyone at home who can't see what Craig's doing, he was snapping his thumb
off. Yeah, I was doing the old thumb removal thing. He could spend half an hour doing the shittest trick in the world. Everybody just leant close as if to say, right now, we're going to get the pearls of wisdom right now. And he was doing some incredible stuff. He was doing some simple stuff, but he was also doing some incredible stuff. And everything was just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. He's just that good. There's an aura about him, there's an aura about him. And what was nice is he turned around to me and he said, when I said I'd do this, I went and watched last year's Penguin Holiday special. And I thought, it's a free lecture that Penguin are doing. It's not going to be that great material. I can bring the B set. And then he said, I watched your stuff that you taught last year and it was amazing. And I realized I'm going to have to bring my A game.
Yeah.
So
Michael Mars watched you sat like a fat Santa slagging off the cafe.
Yes, he has. It was quite embarrassing thinking about
that. Oh, I tell you something that I've done that's cool recently. It was when I went up to the Magic Circle for the J-Day lecture. Me and Kaylee went up the day before, and one of my oldest friends in Magic, and somebody who I constantly say on this podcast is literally one of the best close-up magicians on the planet, because he just makes people, he just does it his own way, and he just gets the crazy reaction. Kieran Lefevre. I call him Kieran Johnson. I remember him as Kieran Johnson, but Kieran.
Yeah. I go even further back. I think of him as Kieran the Mighty.
Yeah, Kieran the Mighty. At a session we were catching up last year, and he said that he was in. He said, "I'm in The Greatest Showman." No, what is it called? Come Alive, I think it is. It basically it's the West End version of The Greatest Showman, the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Well, they've made it a production, a live sort of theatre style production. And Kieran said, anyway, I'm the magician in that. He said, if you're ever in London, I'll get you in. And I this has been the year or the 3 months of saying yes to everything. And hence my reply to Nick and to the session and the Magic Circle or whatever. So me and Kaylee, when we first started dating, I think it was the first movie we watched together at the cinema. And so she loves it. I think it's cool. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to be in London. I've said no to so many people. I'm actually going to reach out to Kieran and say, like, do you want to hang out? We'll come and check out the show. We'll buy tickets, whatever. But just, to take him up on, because everyone says, oh, next time you're in town, come and see me. And I never fucking do. So I said, yo, I'm in town on the Saturday. Are you still doing the show? What's the best way to do tickets and stuff? And so he sorted us out tickets, wouldn't accept any money for it. He's so fucking kind. And we went along to go and see it, right? Holy fucking shit. If you haven't gone to this, it is not what you expect whatsoever. First of all, I'm remiss to call it a theatre show. You basically go to Earl's Court at the tube station and get off, and you walk to the Earl's Court Theatre or whatever it's called, and you go in and you walk in. It's a fucking gigantic circus tent, and when you start off, you walk in and you're backstage as like part of the circus crew, like everyone is. So like you see like the circus performers, old vintage, like their fucking washing is out on washing lines, and they've got the circuit, what's it called? Like their caravans. They're all like gypsy style caravans that they're there. And they've got palm readers and tarot readers, and the acts are just walking around, not on stage. And everyone, every part of the audience is just there, like mingling. And the show starts an hour before the show starts. So you go in, and Kieran was there, and he's the magician. So he pulled us into this little tent with like 3 or 4 other people and just did a close-up magic show. 15-minute set. And it's key. If you've ever seen him, he's fucking wild, completely unique magician. Fooled me with a bunch of magic that I thought I'd seen or knew, but I didn't have any clue. Legitimately fooled the fucking life out of me with two things. So he did that, and then he went. So that was one thing. Then you can go off and walk around, and you can go and get your palms read, or you can go and see people doing like juggling, and then you can. It's just a completely fucking immersive experience. Is the only way to describe it. It's like you're like traveling with the circus, and then he did a magic show on stage, right? This is before the event started, and then he did his bubble show because he's like got millions of subscribers or something on TikTok for bubble show, and potentially the entire highlight of the whole night for me. It was just these kids were watching it because there was kids in the audience, and it was like watching magic unfold in their eyes. Oh, I can't explain to you how good the experience was, because normally you go and see a West End show, it's singing and dancing and you fuck off home, you know?
Yeah.
This was completely unique. Everything about it was unique. And there was like a halftime thing, and again, he does magic in the halftime, and then the show alone then was like all circus acts. So it's like, you know, there was tightrope walkers and big like death-defying stunts and shit, and all the actors, like all the actors are in the crowd with you as well. It's just, man, wasn't expecting it at all. I went just to catch up with Kieran, basically, and it turned into just a proper phenomenal experience. So if you're interested in magic or circus lifestyle things or anything that's not your typical. Obviously, there was singing and dancing as well because there was a theme to the story. But yeah, this thing was very, very impressive. And I've seen a lot of fucking shows. I've been all around the world, seen a lot of different things in places. This was very, very impressive. And so huge shout out to Kieran. And as always, he just destroyed everyone.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Wow. And you know what? He did some cool things. He was doing the egg bag.
No way.
The egg bag. He did a linking rings in the hands of the spectator. But not like, oh, you hold one ring, I'll hold the other. He put both fucking rings in their hand and they linked.
Wow.
And they examined them and held them.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he showed me, I don't know whether I can't say what it is, but he fooled me with an any card named from pocket badly. Wow. Real badly. And I did not get the method, and I didn't even when he showed me the method, I didn't believe him.
Wow.
And then I tried it and he destroyed me. So yeah, just phenomenal experience. So it's magic, you know, obviously magic related. Well, it's magic, and then sub sections of magic as well. Just fucking brilliant experience.
That's incredible.
It was, yeah. So if you're in London at any point, go. Like, what? It's not called the movie's called? Is it called The Greatest Show?
Yeah, The Greatest Showman is the movie, yeah.
Yeah, so this one's called, I think it's called Come Alive, and it's an official thing. It's done officially with the production people who own the rights to The Greatest Show, The Greatest Showman or whatever. So, you know, it's all like, man, but it's just great. Really, really good.
That's
and
awesome.
Then we saw Magic Sam in Covent Garden.
Magic Sam is incredible. Did you do the sponsors levitation?
I don't know, because we had to leave just before the end because we had to get over to Euston to catch the start of the show. But he was doing sponge balls with kids. And again, it's Magic Sam. I saw Nathan Earl. Yeah. So I met Nathan Earl properly in the flesh. I think he came to one of the podcasts, I think he said, or my lecture in Blackpool one year on Covent Garden Corner. He was great as well. He was showing Kaylee magic and just like showing her muscle passes. I can't do muscle passes, so she'd never seen it done before. She's like, what the fuck? Seen Hiroshi work in the magic shop in Covent Garden. You seen Hiroshi?
No.
Fuck. Oh my God, he's crazy, man. He's this crazy magician. Wears a top hat, got a big mustache. He's so good. So good. Fooled me. Took my phone off me and was making just holding it. Was making my flashlight turn on and off just by like holding it at fingertips. Like instantly. He was like, what the fuck? He's like, give me your phone. Handed him my phone. He's like, watch this. And he's like, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. I was like, how the hell did you do that? Didn't tell me. So immediately.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Sounds like you had a good trip to London.
Yeah, it was fun, man. It was super good. We had to leave the convention like halfway through though, to get home because they closed Bristol. Basically, the M4. They just closed, like they deleted it for M4. So
no, it's a strategic thing that the government are doing to try and keep the Welsh in Wales.
because they don't want us getting watered down. And
yeah, that's it.
You know what I want to talk about, man? What I really want to talk about, because I think it's the perfect opportunity to do so right now, is goals for 2026. Podcast goals, or Lloyd and Craig goals, and general goals.
Okay. Well, first of all, let's do general goals, and then we'll do podcast goals, and then Lloyd and Craig goals. So what's your goals for 2026, Lloyd?
All right. I want to do more lectures.
Yeah.
Because I never found it fun doing Blackpool, and the little bits like that in the past. I had fun doing the last two. That could all change after the session when I bomb in front of Eric Mead and go home and cry myself to sleep for a month. But I had fun. It was just fun. It was fun doing the lectures. So I want to do more lectures. Anybody listening that books lectures, now's the time, because I'll probably say yes straight away.
Yeah, well, you and I have just said yes to doing a lecture in South America.
Oh yeah, we're lecturing in Mexico in October next year, thanks to Alex, our friend. So Alex Hentiosa, he does a convention every year. I think it's me, you, and Tobias Dostal this year.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Sick. One of my oldest friends in magic, so that's gonna be fucking nuts. So I want to do more lectures, just because I don't know, it was fun. I want to get better. I just want to be better on doing magic. I want to create, now that I have this space to create, I want to take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to put out more content. That's my biggest focus for this year. More content, more creations, and more lectures. You?
Okay. Yeah. More content. Well, yeah. I want to. I want to. There's a lot of goals that I want to do with Magic TV. I finally want to turn this into an actual studio as opposed to a whiteboard. I think that'd be quite nice.
It's the Magic Cafe, though. Would it be the same if it was a fucking professional look?
I don't think it would. I kind of like to think of myself as the no frills brand of the Magic community.
It would be hilarious to paint the wall green.
I think that
would have a green board.
Well, it worked for Steve Brooks, so it might work for me. I think that'd be a good idea. Not a whiteboard, a green board. I'll look into that. That might be a good idea. But no, I've got. If I'm being completely and totally honest, and you're aware of some of this, I've had a lot of bullshit that I've had to deal with the last 6 months. And as a result of that, I've not been in the creative headspace that I normally am. And normally kind of my happy pace is sitting there and creating and coming up with ideas. And a lot of people will never see those ideas. They're just for me, or they're just, just an exercise in creativity, just to see if I can do something, but it'll never be seen. But the last 6 months, my mind has been elsewhere, and I've still been creating, but it's not been kind of as structured or as, I don't know, expansive as I wanted it to be. So I'd like to find more time for myself to just sit. And despite the crap that goes on, and I'm very, very busy, we're very busy in this office, and we're very busy, and we're understaffed. We've been understaffed for a few months now, and now we're more understaffed. So I want to, despite how busy it is back there, I want to find more time for myself to just kind of sit there and go, right, okay, what am I working on right now? So I think that's really important to me to get back to that.
Allocated ideation time.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to do more international lectures as well. I've never kind of advertised myself as a lecturer just because I haven't got time to do it. But every time I do get booked as a lecturer, I really enjoy it. And so next year I'd like to do more. I've actually got quite a few, I'm lecturing, I don't think it's been officially announced yet, but I'm lecturing tail end of next year in New Zealand. I've also got a lecture that I'm doing in May in Germany. And obviously we've got the Mexico lecture as well. So I've got 3 lectures that I'm doing internationally, which is great. I'd like to do a lecture tour in the States. I'd like to do a stint at the Magic Castle. I'd like to actually perform at the Magic Castle. I don't know why I never have. So I want to try and make that happen. I said that last Christmas. Yeah, well, that's it. But yeah, there's a lot of fucking people at the Magic Castle. Didn't stop them from booking them. So I can give you a list right now of 20 cunts that are in the Magic Castle. So
cunts in the castle. Oh, I like the sound of that.
And that is why I don't get booked for the Magic Castle, because I call everyone cunts. And Americans don't like that. They don't realize it's a term of endearment, like over here in the UK. But there's certain goals I'd like to achieve in the States, because I'm quite well known in the States because of everything I do with Murphy's and Penguin, and I'm always at Magic Live and so on and so forth. So I always get people asking, will you lecture over in America? Will you do that? So I'd like to make more of that happen. And then outside of that, my main goal is what it's always been for the last 2 or 3 years, which is kind of helping my kids. They go from strength to strength to strength, and I've got to a point in my life where if I was given a choice of going and doing a gig myself, or I was given a choice of going doing a gig where I'm teching their show and I get to watch them and make sure they do a great show, I would take option B every single time.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, because I've done everything as a performer. I've done everything I want to do. I've performed close-up, kids shows, family shows, illusion shows, cabaret shows. I've performed in every environment. I've performed in several different countries. I've performed for the highest end clients, and I've performed for, the grottiest little working men's clubs and all points in between. Nothing is a surprise anymore. Wherever I go and perform, I've been there, done that, bought the T-shirt. And it doesn't mean I haven't got the buzz. I still have. But what's new and exciting for me is going and introducing that.
Vicariously experiencing it.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's a big thing for me. In terms of the podcast, just doing it more than twice a year would be a step in the right direction. What do you reckon, Lloyd?
100%. 100%. Well, I have some aspirations for us. I remember we were very close to doing a couple of big things. And when I say close, we were very fucking close, but we were very close to putting on the podcast convention.
Yes.
Do you remember how close we came to that?
Yeah, well, I had the quote. All I had to do was sign the paperwork.
Yeah. So I'd love to put on the Magic Podcast Convention. And the whole ethos behind it was a convention run how we want a convention to be run. Because, Blackpool is great, but it's too big almost. Blackpool's an experience. And other conventions out there, like the session's phenomenal. Very, very. I tell people you go to the session to become a better magician, right? It's the place you go to learn from the best people in the world and Lloyd Barnes this year.
I agree. The session is amazing. I do think it's lost a certain intimacy that it had a decade ago.
And that was one of the things that we discussed was like, and I don't know whether that's just a problem of all conventions, because even like the Blackpool's so big now, you can't really sit down in the Ruskin and jam like you used to be able to. Do you remember like those 3 a.m. Saturday? Because it's kind of like there's that back area, but I think it's just a systemic or whatever it's called of just the way of the world. So the core concept that we had, it was very much focused on jamming tricks and very much on having magic podcast style fun, where you can go in there. You can say exactly what you feel and think. You can. I mean, both of us, unfortunately, to some people, we swear way too much, or not enough, depending on who you are. But a place where you could just go and have autonomy and do whatever the fuck you want, say whatever the fuck you want. And we also had some interesting concepts as well, which was instead of lectures per se, well, also having lectures. Do you remember this concept?
Yes.
But one of the thoughts was the close-up tables. Do you remember this? The speed dating idea that we spoke. I think we spoke about on the air quite a lot at the time.
We did, yeah.
Which was for basically it would be say 5 enough tables to split the convention members up onto, and then lecturers on each of those tables, and for 15 minutes you would watch a little show from them or a little mini lecture from them, and it would give you the chance to interact with that, or for half an hour, interact with that lecturer in a way in which you wouldn't be able to were you watching them on stage lecturing. Because a lot of the times you can't just have a free-flowing conversation. You can't ask the questions that you need to ask or want to ask because you're embarrassed or somebody else is taking up the question time. But by doing it this way, by doing this sort of speed dating style thing, it would give everyone the chance to do that. And put it in a the other two things were, for me, it was in a central location in the UK, which was Birmingham, near you.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much like dead center in the UK. I'd love to have it in Wales, obviously, because I'm a lazy cunt. Yep. But realistically, Birmingham is probably the
it's easy for everybody
geographically the smartest location to put it. Because Blackpool is a million miles away. London, if you're in Heathrow, that's 3 hours from me. If you're in Scotland, it's 6 hours. If you're in Blackpool, it's 5 hours. But Birmingham, even if you're on the fringes of the country, it's no more than like 3 hours pretty much for everyone.
It's an hour and a half to Liverpool. It's an hour and a half to Liverpool, an hour and a half to hour and a half to Liverpool, hour and a half, about an hour to Manchester. It's about 2 hours to North Wales. It's about 2 hours to Blackpool. You can get straight over to Cambridge in about an hour and a half to 2 hours. You can get to anywhere in London.
Manchester, Leeds, Liverpool, London, Cardiff, Newport.
Bristol's about an hour and 15, an hour and 20. It's very, very easily accessible.
And it's an international airport there. All the trains run through Birmingham.
Yeah.
You can get mega buses there from anywhere in the country.
Yeah.
For like £9. So it was in Bristol, and then the other thing was it was the time of year of the convention.
That was the hard one to get down.
Well, because so much what we were talking about originally was that so much happens at this time of year, and then there's a dry season. It's like the drought, and it lasts essentially from I don't know March or end of February up until October time, really. I think October is the South Tyneside Magic Convention. I think it kind of kicks off convention season.
In September, you have the Leeds Magic Jam, which is a one-day convention. You have the IBM convention, and you have the Hullusion started for the first time this year up in Hull. And the South Tyneside Convention. They're all sort of October-ish, November-ish.
So our thinking was to do it for like not the summer holidays because people are busy with their kids, but just before, I think it was. Which sort of splits the middle of the year right down the center.
It's a good idea. So it's when, if you remember, it's when the session had their convention when they came back from COVID. So they had to cancel, if you remember, the convention, and they had it in the summer. And I actually preferred the session convention in the summer because when you have it in January, it's fucking freezing. But in the summer, everyone was sitting outside with glasses of wine. Sarah came to that convention because she could, she had there were other magic mums that were there as well, and they were all outside drinking wine, and it was a much nicer experience being at the session, just purely from a comfort and warmth point of view in the summer than it was in January. I get why they do it in January, but I think having a convention that time of the year, I think would be super smart.
Yeah, and fun. Like maybe we do it on the summer equinox, the longest day of the year, and because then people can be outside jamming. And not cold. It's nothing worse than I've done it 1,000 times. I've gone to show a trick at Blackpool and my fingers can't work because they're fucking numb. That's why I say in my convention guides that I post on YouTube that my first item of clothing is gloves.
Yep, absolutely.
And I walk around like the fucking Michelin man. And it's horrible. You go through the dealer's hall, when you get a bit hot, then so you take off your massive coat. Got to stuff it in a bag, and you're carrying all these. It's just not practical. So I would love to do a summer convention for the Magic Podcast. I just think it's been on the cards for so long, and it would be a project. And I've just kind of really missed it. With all the stuff that's been happening in my life, I just missed the Magic Podcast in general. Yeah,
and now we're back. We can start things up and running again, and I think we could definitely have a convention. I think that if we build it, they will come.
Yeah, and if they don't come, fuck them. We'll get to watch a lecture on our own.
We'll hang around and we'll just have a good time without anybody else there. Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
I think we call it the Magic Convention.
That makes sense.
Because it's the Magic Podcast.
Magic Podcast, Magic Convention. Makes sense. That's exactly what it is.
Lloyd and Craig. We need 5 good lecturers and depends if it's 1 or 2 days. I'd say 2 days, Saturday and Sunday.
2 days. I think it's going to be 2 days, yeah.
Dealers, tables.
Yep, dealers.
We need dealer. Logistically, it's not insane.
No, it's a relatively easy thing to put together.
5 lecturers.
I already have the list of venues we looked at before.
Yes. There was one, wasn't there one? I'm happy to say this. Wasn't there one that had a theatre? Like,
yes, there was one with the theatre that was really, really nice because you had access. It had a separate room to one side, and that would be perfect for dealers. It had a bar that could be open all day long, and there were lots of seating in the bar, which was really nice. It had changing rooms for the acts, and it had a full theatre with either tiered seating or banquet style seating, depending on how you wanted to do it. So you'd have, and it had at the back of the theatre, it had a projection screen that you could project onto. So you could literally have the lecturer up on stage and the whole thing could be projected onto the screen behind them.
fuck yeah, that sounds good. That sounds like the place. So, I mean, from the hardest thing I remember us going over was who the hell do we get to lecture? Because there were so many names.
There were. Yeah, I think you want to have names that people don't always see.
Yeah, 100%.
What I love about session, you mentioned this earlier on, is having lectures sometimes that people aren't even aware of, like underground legends.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what the session does so well. Either underground legends or people that just don't lecture.
Yeah.
You know, you think, oh my God, or they haven't come over before or whatever. I think we were talking about trying to get Justin Miller over, remember? Because I don't know if he hates us or loves us at the minute, but he goes back and forth.
I don't think he's particularly keen on me at the moment for some reason. I don't know.
Maybe that'll change. He changes back and forth every couple of weeks, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But that would have been a fun one. I don't know if he hates. I think he hates me at the minute.
I don't know. He did hate you for a while because of the YouTube stuff, even though he said that YouTube was fine a few weeks before. I don't know.
Either way, we'll get some cool people over, hopefully.
Yeah.
But go to the Facebook group, the Magic Podcast Facebook group.
Which we will reinvigorate that. I'll get it up and running for tonight.
Register your interest. Let's fucking do it. I remember, we've never done, the other thing we were going to do, and we hadn't fully designed, and we had maybe we don't say what it is because we want to.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. And we never actually finished that off, but I think we should.
Yeah. Because it would have been fun.
Yeah. It's going to be amazing. I'm really glad that we're back. I hope everyone else is.
I'm sad that this episode's feels like it's coming to an end today because I could keep going.
I could. I do have other stuff to do. I wish we could make.
We got to leave some stuff in the can for next week. We don't want to blow our loads too early.
Well, let me ask you one last question. You said what's the goals for Craig? Can we talk about anything? We're working on a lot of stuff together because let's be honest. This year we brought out together the Atomic deck. And we bought out the Savant deck, both of which were huge. Savant deck and Atomic deck, both of which were huge. But we're working on a lot of other stuff that's going to be seeing the light of day in 2026.
Yeah. Yes. A lot of things. I can think of 5 projects off the top of my head.
Yeah, including the long-awaited gaff deck that we've been talking about on the podcast since the podcast started. We've been talking about the gaff deck, and for anybody that says, "Oh, things are rushed to market," well, we've been talking about this gaff deck, and we've been going back and forth on designs of cards in this gaff deck for probably about 4 years, if not longer. But yeah, we're at a point now where it's actually with USPCC, right? I think we can say that.
I can tell everyone exactly where we're at. I have. The worst thing is I can't. So. They're printed, but there was some tiny amount of cards there were mistakes on, and with other gaff decks by other Magic creators and companies, those mistakes have been left in those decks and said, "Oh, get creative with these cards. We put them there to challenge you." That's literally quite a common thing that does the rounds. Instead of doing that, we've had the mistake cards reprinted, or they're printing. So. I think there were 6 in total. So every gaff deck is going to come with every card working, and we're going to include the 6 replacements and the ones that were broken as well, just so you can potentially get creative if you want. But we didn't want to do that thing that most people do, which is go, "Oh, get creative." So that's why they're in there and bullshit people. But because of that, it's taken an extra, unfortunately, 6 months.
Yeah,
because it's USPCC printed them. We actually signed off on the fixed cards months ago. And USPCC thought we hadn't approved them. So they were just sat there. So I thought they were coming in the October delivery, and they're coming in the January delivery. So that's when the replacements arrive.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
That's the official update. I actually have a gaff deck here, but the problem is, well, I'm walking away from the mic. I'm going to try and no one's going to see this on video, are they? Right?
No one's going to see this on video.
Don't
unless you want
to
share this episode on YouTube so that people can get excited about the podcast coming back. I could put the first episode on YouTube.
Maybe we do that.
Yeah,
maybe you'd put it on
you show them the box. Well, you can't even show them the box.
We can't.
Can you?
The box is one of those tricks that I think that people would buy this box on its own for $30. I can't believe it hasn't been done before.
Nope. I agree.
So I literally have a full gaff deck here. Even the box is a fucking trick. But we're waiting on the replacement. So thanks for being patient. They're coming.
And the wait is almost at the end. The other thing, we talked about 5 or 6 projects. We'll talk about something else at some point. We'll talk about them all at some point over the next few weeks. But one other thing I'm excited about is we've just signed off on another project that involves you, me, Pete Turner, and Jake Keane.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
And that is so exciting. And what I loved is George Tesaro, who, if people don't know, George is kind of the head of the studio department.
He's manager of the Murphy studio department. Yeah.
So he's effectively Lloyd's boss. He's the man. And we developed this deck a little while ago. And he didn't even realize, I was on the phone to him about 3 or 4 months ago, and I was speaking to him about this deck, and he didn't realize the main thing that's built into this deck. You know what that is, that the secret thing that you look at and you can't see what it is until you do something else. I'm not going to say any words, but the secret thing.
But it doesn't do that now, does it? We've changed it up a bit.
No, but it has the option to it, if you remember. I don't want to say too much, but he didn't even realize. He didn't realize that was a thing. He just thought that part was a design choice. And I'm like, no, George, this is for this. And he was like, fuck. I was like, yeah, fuck.
Yeah. It's fucking... And that's not even the good stuff. It's good, but the other things, the physical gimmicks coming out.
Yes.
Holy potato chips.
Yeah.
Holy potato chips.
There's something that I have begged to be a part of that you have designed that I guarantee you is going to be the biggest trick of next year. And I begged to be a part of it. Normally people come to me and I kind of go yes or no, depending. This one I begged. I begged. Because I remember I know saying, how big this is going to be.
Yo, Craig, this is what I'm spearheading, this project. And you said, I don't give a fuck what you say. I am the face of that project.
Yep.
I was like, oh, all right. Well, fuck. Okay. It was okay. And you're like, I literally have XYZ tattooed.
Yeah.
I am this project. I was like, oh, fuck. All right. That's what it is then. Shit.
Yep.
So
it's so fucking exciting. It's so ridiculous. You've hit it out the park with that one. I mean, fuck me. It's good.
Thanks, dude. Thanks, man. Well, yeah, so there's so much happening, but everything that I've been working on for the past few months for Murphy's, all of it almost simultaneously arrives in January from all different parts of the world, all different manufacturers and places. All of it drops in January. So not drops for release, but arrives. So yeah, I'm okay at the minute, but me and you are going to be locked in this studio doing a lot of filming.
I'm moving to Wales.
Bring your swimsuit.
Is your swimming pool working yet?
Yeah. Dude,
you've renovated that already?
Yeah, it's a fully outdoor heated swimming pool. It's fucking 7 foot deep, 20 by 12 by 24. It's class.
You're living the dream, Lloyd. You're living the dream, man.
I'm gonna fucking drown you in there if you're a cunt.
Oh well, yeah.
I want to do more. I just want to do more for the Magic podcast. I want to just, I'm just excited, man.
No, me too. So here's unfortunately we're going to have to wrap this up because I'm looking at the time, but we are back. We are officially back right here. And Lloyd's got a new positive outlook on life. I don't think we can do the same sign off as we did. We used to tell people to have a shit week.
Oh, I don't feel no, baby. No, what are you on about? It's not a new outlook on life. I'm exactly the same. I just got more time. So let's do it.
Right. Okay, good. It's still the same Grumpy Lloyd. Brilliant. So make sure we're going to revitalize the Facebook group. So make sure you jump into the Facebook group. You can access this on Spotify and all your favorite podcasting platforms. I'll put this one on YouTube on Magic TV, but they're not all going to go on Magic TV. They're exclusively going to be on podcasting platforms. So make sure you go on whatever podcasting platform that you go onto and you can subscribe there. That way you're going to get a notification when the next one drops, which will be hopefully next Wednesday. Not hopefully, definitely. It'll be next Wednesday. But yeah, other than that, Lloyd, what you got to say?
Have a shit week, you cunts.
And with that, I'm Craig.
I'm Lloyd.
And we're out. See you next week. Bye, everyone.
We apologize for disrupting your normal daily schedule. You may now relax, tuck your deck back in, and resume your regular day-to-day life. Remember to subscribe to be notified the moment each new episode goes live every Wednesday. And join our Facebook group to continue the conversation. The link is in the description to this podcast. Thank you for listening to The Magic Podcast.